What's the next movie you got up there?
Beans are cool. Well, if by up there you mean on the moon, then
Oh,
First Man, starring the one and only Ry Goss himself.
the God Amongst Men.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best actors of our time. This was a movie I was really looking forward to for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, Damien Chazelle, director of Whiplash and La La Land, both fantastic movies for different reasons. Whiplash, I think, is an absolutely beautiful story. It's super unique, and you never know where it's going to go.
Truly one of the favorites.
Yep. La La Land is a blast to watch. Its visual style is very, very unique. They do a lot of work in camera, and it's shot super, super well. So I was excited for this. This is the biopic about Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon. It sounds exciting. Like, we're going to go to the moon. We're going to see what Neil Armstrong's all about. And he was a reserved man in real life. I think he died in like 2012 or something, but so he didn't tell much of his story. So this was interesting to see. And I think the best part of this movie is seeing where Neil Armstrong comes from. He's a very reasonable man. Even you can understand why he is the way he is. There's family tragedy involved, and he doesn't talk to people. He doesn't open up about it. But he's also extremely intelligent, and obviously that's how he gets selected for this program. Um, yeah, Ryan Gosling is fantastic in this. I think he plays the very subtle emotions very well because Armstrong was not an emotional person, so you kind of have to figure out what's going on through Ryan's acting, which is top notch. Claire Foy plays his wife also. She's fantastic. I saw her in Unsane earlier this year, which is one of my favorite movies of the year. So she's on a hot streak right now. Like she was really good in this too. Um, the emotional moments are there. His tragic backstory comes full circle in the end, and it's got a really good theme. It had my mom tearing up, and I wasn't as invested as she was, but it's a really good movie on paper. So that's where my praise ends. I think
Ooh.
the script is probably really, really good. But
Where's that butt? Let's hear that butt.
so one thing that I thought wasn't a problem in movies anymore, shaky cam. This movie goes all in on the shaky cam. Absolutely insane, dude. And like they're in spaceships going to space multiple times, and that's all shaky, and that I totally understand because the thrust or whatever, like everything's shaking and they're putting you in the astronaut's seat. I get that. Make it shaky. That's all fantastic. But about 70% of this movie takes place on Earth, and I do not need it to be shaky. I just want to see people. If people are talking, you don't have to have the camera going like, "Whoa, I'm gonna drop the camera," which is what it seems like the cameraman was like this whole movie. It's insane. It was so distracting. Like he would just be at home, and it would just cut between Ryan Gosling and Claire Foy, and there's so much movement in every shot. I I don't understand why they did that. And if they wanted to make it like grounded like that, I understand do it a little bit, but not like so much movement that I notice it. So that really,
So lots of camera work needed. Lots of camera work needed. Yeah.
yeah, that impacted the quality of the shots too in general. I think because honestly, I don't think this movie is very well shot. When they get to the moon, spoiler alert for this thing that happened in real life,
They get to the moon.
they get to the moon,
I don't even need to watch it.
and when they get there, that's shot really well. The moon looks sick. It's very like tactile. It's like you're there. They do a really good job with that. But every time a ship is like lifting off and like when the ship leaves the ground, the one that's supposed to go to the moon, you would think I don't know. I would expect them to put a little more work into that shot because it's like it's an iconic moment and it was just kind of like they just yeah we'll just shoot it whatever. Every shot in the movie is like that, so didn't stand out to me. I wouldn't watch it again, but I am glad that I did watch it because the story is really good. So,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of the same things from others. I've heard it's a slow grind, and I think this suffers because I mean it's not Oscar season, and I think that's what it was going for. Not that would it make an Oscar,
right.
but I think that's what they were aiming for
Yeah,
here.
I'm sure they were. It definitely feels like it, and I wouldn't be upset if it did win an Oscar, but I think there's definitely going to be better candidates later down the line. And probably A Star Is Born, which I haven't seen yet, but it's probably better.
I'm probably going to see it sometime
Same. Whoa.
before it goes out of theaters, at least.
Yeah. So
So, what do you think you would give The First Man?
I'm gonna give First Man a 50% shakiness out of 100.
How about 5 motion sickness?
Yes.
Uh,
So it's
pass outs and throw ups and out of 10. Sure.
Yeah.